Live from the Dr. Jerry Henderson Radio Complex, it's time for Card Guys. And now, here's your host, Anthony Schulte.
Good morning. Thank you, Michael, for the intro as always, and welcome to Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk, Season 4, Episode 12. Coming up today, it was a Sunday fun day as all three active Detroit teams took away W's. The Pistons set decade-long history in their thriller in Hotlanta. The Wings survive yet another collapse on the back of Showtime. And the Tigers take care of business in Tampa. I'm Anthony Schulte. Joining me as always is my man, Ryan Donnelly.
Hope your weekend was great. Hope your Monday's going well. Boys, I have a life hack for you guys. So
I thought you said life hat.
Life hat. So a couple years ago for Christmas, I got this headband that plays music. So you play it when you sleep, and it plays music in the speakers. When I study, I like to listen to soft country music, like John Denver, Glenn Campbell, Johnny Cash, who am I thinking of? George Strait. I like to listen to those kind of guys. So I was thinking to myself while I was reading, what if I put on that headband and listen to John Denver while throwing on some background noise like some rain on your phone? It was the most magical sleep I've ever had.
Really?
Very good.
So, to those who listen to music when you guys go to bed, highly recommend you listen to John Denver. Sucks that it was cut short because I had to get up at 6 a.m. this morning. But I digress. We have a fun show for you. Triple D winners today.
What?
I can't.
Triple Detroit Sports. I'm tired, guys. I'm mentally out of it.
I can't tell because Triple D is Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Shout out Guy Fieri.
But yeah, we had three winners in Detroit last night.
Yes, we did.
I'm out of it.
Right next to me, Mr. Michael Rosenkranz.
That took a weird turn, but hey, notice the difference? I got a new laptop.
He has a computer.
Woo-hoo! So we're back in business. We have a great show today, but later we'll address the Red Wings because
This guy's got a lot to say.
I got a lot to say about the Wings, but we got to get there first. So
We do have to get there
let's
first.
do this, gentlemen.
All right, 3 stars. Michael, how about you start us off today?
Will do. So my third star is going to go to Nick Robertson of the Toronto Maple Leafs. He had 2 goals in the Maple Leafs' victory over the Chicago Blackhawks 5-2. Great performance from Robertson. I have lots of questions, though, about Craig Berube, the head coach for the Leafs, as he adjusts his lines like crazy during practice, as well as during game times. He experiments a lot, and I get the concept, but if one line's working, don't switch it up. The Leafs are a good team, but it's like trying to get fresh bodies out there on the ice. I get the concept, but it's a little confusing to me. So, anyways, Nick Robertson gets my third star. My second star is going to go to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA. 37 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists in 38 minutes. He's nearly averaging a point per minute in OKC's win over the Timberwolves, 130-123. Another really close one. Thunder's 46-10. They are rolling.
Yeah.
And they are just an incredible team to watch.
They're the best team in the league. Sorry,
no
Cavs.
doubt. No
Sorry,
doubt.
Cavs.
So, great performance from SGA. My first star is going to go to CMU women's basketball. Maddie Morrison had another excellent performance, a 26-point game, which is 6 away from her career high that she set. And nobody's even close to her in terms of freshmen who's scoring like that. Easily a candidate for Freshman of the Year. And that win by both CMU men's and women's basketball. It's the first time that CMU has swept Western Michigan in football, men's basketball, and women's basketball for the first time since 1991.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible stuff. CMU head coach Kristen Haney calls it the February fight because they are trying to fight for that spot in Cleveland. They're 7th in the MAC right now. They got an important game on Wednesday.
Isn't it 8 people or 8 teams that go?
Top 8 go.
Okay.
So CMU 7th in the MAC right now, so they just got to keep continuing to fight and play good ball, but excellent win against your interstate rival. CMU is arguably the best MAC team in the state of Michigan. Those are my 3 stars.
And also, the men's basketball, they also won by 30. Well, 29.
Yes, they did. It was incredible to
Saturday
see.
was a great day to be a Chippewa and a terrible day to be a Bronco. Ryan, 3 stars.
Absolutely. My 3rd star, Dylan Dingler. Yesterday afternoon against the New York Yankees in the Grapefruit League play. 1 for 2 and a 2-run first pitch bomb to left field.
You knew it was gone, too, once he hit it.
I knew. That was a rocket. I think it was 396 feet. He launched that ball. Obviously, 2 RBIs they are included in the 2-run bomb. Dylan Dingler, despite only going 1 for 2, still a 2-run moonshot in spring training. The first Tiger to hit a home run in this season, by the way. Nothing short of impressive. My 2nd star, Alexander Ovechkin of the Washington Capitals.
Yeah.
Last night against the Edmonton Oilers in a blowout, 3 goals. 3 points, the plus-minus of 3. I think he's now, Michael, you can correct me if I'm wrong, 20 or 19 goals away from beating Wayne Gretzky.
18.
It's fewer. It's fewer than that.
I thought it was 20.
Oh, no, it's fewer than that. It is, let me just double-check here.
I think it's 18.
I am fact-checking everybody. It's 13.
13.
Okay.
He needs 12 to tie, 13 to break the record.
Well, that's going to happen.
It's going to happen this season.
I think it's going to happen. The dude is back healthy, and the dude is 39, and he's still producing like crazy.
Yeah. Alexander Ovechkin, when I assume that it'll go to national television when he's tied for that record. I will be watching when he breaks that record. We're watching sports history. It's an unbreakable record that no one thought was going to be broken. So Alexander Ovechkin.
Unless the Pistons are on.
Yeah, whatever.
Maybe this guy.
Speaking of the Pistons.
Watching.
Speaking of the Pistons, my first star is what I like to call my forever star. Everybody say it with me. Malik Beasley. He's my double star for today. We're going to talk about San Antonio first. 16 points, 1 assist, 2 steals on 57% 3-point percentage, and then last night against Atlanta, 24 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. 13 points came in the 4th quarter. Yes, he did miss 4 straight free throws and during the game, but when it mattered most, he hit 2 very clutch free throws. He wouldn't be in that position if he missed those 4 free throws, but
You mean
whatever.
Made.
What's that?
You said missed the 4 free throws. You mean made? Like made them.
But he missed 4 straight.
I know, but never mind.
Anyways, I apologize. I'm in a rut. I'm tired. Those are my 3 stars.
All right, I'll quickly hit my 3 stars. My 3rd star, Denise Jenkins from the Motor City Cruise. 41 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists with 8 3-pointers made. Wow. The Cruise have won 6 straight, as have the Pistons, so even the G League team can't lose. Denise Jenkins, one of my favorite prospects, next to Bobby, and pretty good outing, scoring 41. Mm-hmm. He seemingly couldn't miss. I think he had like 24 or 25 at halftime, something like that. But 41 to end the game. My 2nd star is Showtime, Patrick Kane. I stole him from him. Right as I was typing, I saw him pop into the chat.
I saw him on the breakaway. I was like, oh yeah, that's money. And then I saw him type Kane star. I was like,
just imagine if Team USA picked him up.
Right,
yeah.
Right. I mean, I think their reasoning was that he was a little older, but
I mean, I get that. Yeah,
I get it, but in the same token, it's like, anyways. Patrick Kane, game winner, also had 2 goals and an assist yesterday. Good game from Showtime. Saved the Red Wings from disaster, 2nd straight disaster. So he's gonna have more on the Red Wings later.
Oh yeah.
And then my 1st star, sorry, Mr. Donnelly, but it's gonna be Cade Cunningham. As you can see by I finally have the jersey, so I wore it on the program today because Cade has been incredible as of late. Yeah. Out of the All-Star game on Friday against San Antonio in Austin, Texas, 25 points, 12 assists, 2 steals, 10 of 15 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3. And then yesterday, best game of his career, according to Real, the app I get my stats from. He had an 8 score. Usually his average is about a 4.4 score. So he doubled usually what he usually does. 38 points, 12 assists, 3 blocks, 1 steal, 7 rebounds, 14 of 24 from the field, 7 of 10 from 3. That's the most threes he's ever made in his career. And he is the first player in NBA history to reach that stat line, to reach those minimums in a game. So Cade's doing something that's never been done before. His first half, 29 points and 10 assists. They kind of neutralized him in the second quarter. We'll get to it in a little bit. But we still came out with the win. Cade, still a decent second half. Not too great, but the shots weren't there because of Dyson Daniels. I love Dyson Daniels. No, I don't.
If there's anybody who hates the Atlanta Hawks, it's this man to my right.
I hate the Hawks. I hate the Pacers. There's a lot of teams I can't stand. The Hawks are one of them. It seems like we play them every week.
It's like the Lions always playing the Seahawks and the Cowboys every year.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Seriously.
I'm tired. Trae Young looks like a wet lollipop you find under your couch with a bunch of cat hair on it.
Oh,
That's what Trae Young looks like. He's a freaking popsicle, okay? You touch the guy, and he doesn't even move. I mean, you're standing like this, Asar Thompson, 5th foul. He goes to the lane. He gets the same treatment Cade gets. They call foul for him. Cade goes down, does the same thing, same contact, nothing. Can't stand Trae Young. He's done nothing to earn that whistle, and he gets it.
The Hawks are my least. I know lots of Pistons fans hate the Pacers as like their number one. The Hawks are my number one.
Hawks are tied for one. I can't hate them more than I hate the Pacers. Anyways, we're speaking about the Pistons, so we might as well transition to the Detroit basketball Pistons.
Yeah, why not?
Who have won 6 straight for the first time in a decade. It's been since 2014-15. We haven't won 6 straight since then. And even then, 2014-15 wasn't a pretty season either.
No.
So the fact that we went through 2 playoff seasons and didn't win 6 straight until now says a lot about this basketball team. There's a stat. I took a picture of it. Yes. The Pistons had 40 assists last night. This is the first time they've had 40 assists, at least 40 assists in a game since March 8th, 2008.
Wow.
So, yeah, sharing the rock. The Pistons got it done yesterday. 148 to 143. Absolute thriller, shootout. 5th most points we scored in franchise history. Of course, this is the same team that has the most points scored in NBA history at 185. That was done against the Nuggets, I think, in 86 or 87.
80.
Right around
I think
there.
it's earlier.
Might be 85.
I think it was 80.
Regardless, it was 188 to I think 185 or 186. That's the most points scored in a basketball game. Pistons, they tried to get there. 148 points. That's a lot of points. As I mentioned earlier, spearheaded by Cade Cunningham. 29 points, 10 assists in the first half. Second half wasn't so pretty. Still productive, but wasn't so pretty.
1983.
83. Okay, so it was way earlier. I was way off.
I knew it was early.
What happened with Cade in the second half? He gets double teamed. Dyson Daniels, I hate you. I hate playing against Dyson Daniels because all he does, takes the ball away. I can't stand Dyson Daniels. He looks like, what is it? Oh, boy. What's that one TV, the kids show with all the vegetables?
VeggieTales?
VeggieTales. He looks like the broccoli. And once someone pointed that out on Twitter, I can't unsee it.
God.
I can't stand Dyson Daniels. I'm so happy I don't have to play this dude again this season until somehow, some way, the Pistons are the 4 seed and the Hawks make it to the 5 seed. We have to play him in the playoffs. But
He does look like broccoli.
Why can't I unsee it now?
Hold on. Let me make some comparisons.
Oh, no. Now we're comparing just Dyson Daniels to characters from VeggieTales.
Which, oh God, there's multiple broccolis. This one?
kind of, it's just
No!
It looks like the kid broccoli. Shout out
Not my boy Junior Asparagus, though.
bro.
Shout out my cousin Joyce. She
Oh my
hooked me up with
gosh.
VeggieTales as a kid.
Wow.
I mean, Dyson Daniels having a hell of a season, but I can't stand him. He's so annoying to play against, and I guess that's a telling of a good player because you can't stand playing
And
against him.
he's good at causing turnovers. I mean, the double teams, what they had to do against Cade, and they were trying to get turnovers, and Daniels was able to do just that.
But what happened in that first half? Only player in double digit scoring was Cade.
Mm-hmm.
Second half, I think we had like 7. After the second half commenced, what we did is something we haven't done all season, and that's we went to the ball. We went to the ball, and we helped Cade when he needed help. We didn't just leave Cade in a stranded island. We came to the ball, we made plays away from the ball, and it set up easy looks. That is how we won this basketball game. We had a couple leads of double digits in the third quarter. We let the Hawks come back. The Hawks are never going to go away. When you have Trae Young, they're never going to go away. He gets the friendliest whistle of all time. He's going to get free throws. They're going to get free throws because that reffing crew sucked. Number 78. Official. I'm looking up his name. Official number 78.
It should be on Omari's Twitter. He posts the lineups.
Ha! Evan Scott. I hope you
gosh.
get fired. I hope you lose your job because you don't deserve to be an NBA official. You suck. Every game I see you officiate against the Detroit Pistons, it seems like you have money on the opposing team. You took their money line. The Pistons are favored. That was a juicy plus 250, wasn't it? A juicy plus 250. You couldn't help but put that on your FanDuel slip. No, Evan Scott. We don't play your games around here, sir. We won that game, despite Cade only getting 2 technical foul free throws. That's it. You're telling me Cade's getting hacked in the second half, taking the ball to the lane, getting hit on the arm, getting hit on the body. No calls. Trae Young just so much as just does this. Oh, he doesn't have to get touched. He just puts the ball up within the paint, and you call a ghost foul 5,000 times. And then Trae Young shoots the ball, doesn't get touched, turns immediately, doesn't even look at the play, looks immediately at the ref and starts complaining as he airballs. What a loser. Trae Young is a loser. I'm sorry. He is one of the most annoying and terrible players to watch because all he does is foul bait and take stupid shots. You're telling me they're down by 3 or 2 or 3 and Trae Young is chucking up a contested 3 with a minute left. What are you doing? You're not the hero. Sorry. How did that turn into a rant?
Because you are a passionate fan about your Detroit basketball
You haven't missed
Pistons.
a Pistons game in 8 years.
We won 6 straight. Evan Scott, I hope you're not employed after this season because you suck.
Oh, I hope all these refs outside of Bill Kennedy are fired.
After reviewing the play.
After reviewing the play.
I mean,
Love Bill Kennedy.
he said it best. I watched only the second half of this game. Well, I watched like a little bit of the first. I was flipping between the Pistons and the Red Wings, and then I saw Cade have the best stat line in the first half of his career so far, and I was like, I'm watching the rest of the Pistons for the rest of the night. Then I turned on the Red Wings, and we'll talk about the Red Wings later. But I want to give a shout out. We talked to Cade today in this segment and in Stars. We talked to Malik Beasley in Stars. I want to give another shout out to Dennis Schroeder last night. Schroeder, first game where this is the first game where I could see that he feels comfortable with this benched unit. Last night,
His shot selection's still a little.
it's still a little questionable, but 16 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and a clutch and one to basically seal the deal for the Pistons last night.
He played good down the stretch. I just want to see throughout the entire game. I want to see more consistent, good shots. Sometimes some of the shots he takes are very questionable. Mm-hmm. Anyways, that's my only complaint about him.
Yeah, I mean, I think outside of that, you're right. Schroeder played very well. I mean, this is the first game like where it's kind of like no excuses to mess up. I mean, you're 13, 14, 15 point per game scorer coming off the bench. You should at least hit that mark, and he did. So, Dennis Schroeder, hopefully you keep it up tonight against the Clippers. I mean, he really said it best. I think the Pistons, that's probably one of the best games I've ever seen from this team.
It's the best game I've ever watched.
They've played, I mean, I didn't really watch the whole game, so I can't really make an assumption. But they played team basketball down the stretch. It was great. It was really good to see. Sorry for stealing your points.
No.
But you were right. They did play team basketball. Most of the time when you're up by this much, and this is why we kind of let games away at times. This team just relies on Cade for mostly everything, and then Malik Beasley and Timmy they'll make their threes, and then Cade will just throw lobs to Duren, and that's really it. Last night, were all coming to the ball. They were playing like a team. Sure, the Hawks came back, but the Hawks are inevitable. I hate the Hawks. I hate Trae Young. He's an annoying little guy, brat. Anyways,
Harry Lollipop.
He's a hairy lollipop. But they played team basketball. Everyone was coming to the ball. It took me back to my high school basketball days. Even though I didn't play high school basketball, I played rec league.
I played high school basketball.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Anyways, I mean, it was good. It was amazing to see. Like, they just stand around the whole time. Now they're helping out Cade. That's why we kind of won that game. Trae Young was doing Trae Young things. Dyson Daniels was doing Dyson Daniels things.
I also think down the stretch, we matched. When they scored, we scored right back.
That's what kept us in this game.
We didn't let them scoring and them, they get a 3, then they get a 2, then they get a BS call. We didn't let that get in our head. We just moved on. We threw it in the past, and we ran our offense, and we made some shots. We drew some contact. Yeah. That's how you win games down the stretch. You don't let teams get to you. If the team scores, all right, whatever, can't do anything about it. Let's go score. Let's go get another one back. Go get another 3.
Especially towards the end of the game when Richeche would make a 3, and then they'd come right back down and get a bucket. And then it was just back and forth. It was just an offensive battle last night. I mean, Pistons didn't really play defense in the first half, but then they stepped it up in the second half. Asar Thompson had a couple steals in the fourth quarter. It was really good to see last night. This team has some fight. There's something that feels a lot different about this team, and we saw that last night. 6 straight. You have a chance to get 7 tonight against the Clippers. Let's get 7 straight. I don't remember the last time we won 7 straight. I don't think I've ever seen this team win 7 straight.
Problem with the Clippers game tonight. ESPN says we have a 63% chance to win. I could see Kawhi playing tonight, and I could see Norman Powell playing tonight. They also have James Harden.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Because they sat out last night. I'm assuming they sat out last night, not only for injury recovery or whatever, but because it's the first half of back-to-back. And I'm sure they were saving their good stuff for us.
Honestly, I'd be really excited to see Norman Powell tonight. It's a battle between the top 2 candidates for most improved player. I'd love to see
You just played a wire-to-wire, high-energy game last night. Now you have to hit the road and go back home on a back-to-back. I don't want to see Norman Powell tonight. I want the Clippers to be as short-handed as possible. If Norman Powell and Kawhi Leonard can be out again, I see us winning this game. If Norman Powell and Kawhi Leonard are playing, it's going to be really tough.
It'll be tough, and I think it's going to be even tough with Ivica Zubac down low. I mean,
Duren will take care of that ball.
You would think Duren would take care of him. Duren has been a player that I've always liked, and he's really starting to find his mark.
Sucks that he got into foul trouble yesterday.
Yeah, he got into foul trouble yesterday.
First minute 30, he had 2 fouls.
Oh, yeah. It was very quick 2 fouls on Duren. But Pistons handled business against the Hawks. The 3-point shooting was there. And for those that live under a rock in the NBA, the objective of today's NBA is to take and make more threes than your opponent.
Yeah, all old heads hate this modern NBA.
It's a 3-point Curry.
Dominant. Yeah, it's a 3-point dominant league, folks. Even big men are shooting threes.
Yeah, exactly. I just go back to...
That's why Hunter Dickinson's game won't work in the modern NBA.
Nope.
Go ahead.
And I just go back to Boban Marjanovic shooting a 3 and making it.
I go back to Andre Drummond taking the 3 in preseason this year and making it.
Yeah, that's right. So, anyways, Pistons have the Clippers tonight. It's going to be tough. Clippers are a good team. And Kawhi, Harden, Powell. I mean, you got lots of good talent on their team. I also see Ben Simmons on here, but we don't talk about him.
That's terrible.
He's just...
Single.
I could go on and on about Ben Simmons, but I won't, because it's going to elongate the show even more. But Great win last night for the Pistons. Mm-hmm. It was close. It was a tightly contested game, and Anthony, you hit it right on the head. Every time there was a bucket scored by Atlanta, Pistons got one back. That's how it has to be if you want to stay in these games. And they did exactly that, but a back-to-back's going to be tough. Mm-hmm. You're in Atlanta, now you fly back home to Detroit, play again tonight against the Clippers. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. Clippers are a good team. Try and take care of business tonight, but I think it's going to be another close game.
It's going to be tough. So Pistons, Clippers, 7 o'clock, back in the friendly confines of Chris Illich's Pizza Oven. Should be a fun one. I hope we just don't get blown out. At least compete tonight. This team's going to play tired. Just expect some tired basketball.
They'll be tired.
Because this has been an insane stretch they've been on, and back-to-backs are never fun, especially for a young team. Trying to learn how to win back-to-backs in the NBA. All right, coming up after the break, we've got Red Wings. We got a little rant from this guy here. He's got a lot to say on the Wings, even though they came out victorious with 2 points. And the Tigers, they're back on the diamond. They're playing some good ball. You're watching Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. We'll be back right after this.
Sports cards, signed jerseys, signed helmets, and more. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles is your one-stop shop for all things the hobby. Make sure to check them out down Mission Street in Mount Pleasant, right past Meyer. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles. Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. Join Michael Rosenkranz,
Sports take precedence over academics.
I agree, but
Ryan Donnelly,
Corbin Burns, who is their big-ticket J13 item. Scooble is with us. Scooble's our big-ticket
Did
J1.
you just call Tarek Scooble James?
and Anthony Schulte.
I have an issue.
You have.
There is no break. It's a constant grind. It's an unbreakable cycle.
Yeah, it's...
As they navigate through the Detroit sports landscape. Live Mondays and Wednesdays at 7:30 a.m. on 101.1 The Beat in Mount Pleasant and at 11 a.m. on YouTube. Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk.
Welcome back, Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. Ryan Donnelly, Michael Rosenkranz, and Anthony Schulte here with you on a rather warm Monday.
Yes, over 40 degrees!
It's going to be almost 50.
Tomorrow it's going to be 50.
It's going to be 47 today.
Walking here this morning felt so good because the wind was whipping outside, and I was just like, oh no, it's going to be so cold. But I get outside, and I'm just like, hey, this isn't too bad.
No, I walked outside. I was expecting cold. I was like, why do I have a coat? It's warm.
Exactly.
Yes.
But
Tomorrow's going to be warmer.
It's a nice surprise, especially heading into the final stretch of this semester. Been a tough semester for all of us, but we got some sports to talk about, gentlemen.
Yes, we do.
The Detroit Hockey Red Wings.
This is
that doesn't ring like the Detroit Basketball Pistons, but the Detroit Hockey Red Wings are victorious.
Sure.
You could say
They are.
By technicality, yes, we did get 2 points. An important 2 points. Thank you, Patrick Kane. However, it's not without another collapse. And you usually see this in March with the Red Wings, where it's a collapse, whether they get blown out or they have a lead and they lose the lead. It's not even March yet, and it was starting to happen for the Red Wings. I thought it was March. I was like, did we fast forward? No, we didn't. March is Saturday. Elimination Chamber, WWE. It's going to be fun.
Yeet.
So the Red Wings have, what, a 4-1 lead, was it?
It was a 3-goal lead. It was 4-1 into the second.
It was 3-0. You gave up a goal, and then you get a goal back, 4-1, and then it's 4-2, and then it's 4-3, and then it's 4-4, and all of a sudden it's overtime. And you get one back from Patrick Kane, but that wasn't without the fall of Rome. So, Michael, the floor is yours, sir.
Okay, I'm going to try and keep my head composed, but last night watching the game and listening to the game, I was livid. I was disgusted. And this is deja vu to last year when the Red Wings notoriously collapsed in March. I mean, this is what we're known for, guys. Yes, you're still in the playoff spot. Yes, you're still in the first wild card spot with 64 points. You're 2 ahead Ottawa right now. But you also have Columbus lurking. You have Boston lurking.
And so easily you can lose that spot. Say Ottawa wins their next game, Columbus wins their next game, you lose your next game. You're all of a sudden out of the playoffs.
Don't forget about Boston
Right.
and New York. Sure, they have 60 and 61 points, but man, like 2 games for the
Rangers
the
aren't good
Rangers
this year.
If they win 2 games, then they're automatically in the wild card race.
Yeah, surprisingly, the Rangers aren't the best this year.
It's very close, and with how the point system works, you lose 1 or 2 games in a row, and it's tough waters, especially if the other teams can take advantage.
Exactly. You go to Minnesota again. You go to Minnesota this time, so you're going to have to play them again tomorrow night, and then you go to Columbus. Columbus is a must-win. Minnesota's a must-win. Circle that game. Thursday, February 27th against Columbus. That's a must-win. And I'm already just fuming trying to think about this. But the point I want to make for the Red Wings, you are in a wild card spot. You're playing against teams of high caliber. This is not an easy stretch by any means.
What is the full stretch?
You have Minnesota, Columbus again, Carolina, Utah,
Wow, that's a really important 2
Washington,
games.
Ottawa, Sabres, Hurricanes again, Vegas, Washington again, Vegas again, Utah again, Colorado, Ottawa again, Bruins, Blues, Canes again, Panthers, Montreal, Panthers again, Lightning, Stars, Devils, Leafs.
That is
Such a difficult stretch.
Wait, go up. Here we go. So, Blue Jackets twice, that's huge.
Yes.
You got to at least win one of them.
If not both.
Hypothetically, Red Wings lose both their Blue Jackets games.
That's
not good. That's going to be hard to climb out of with this schedule.
It absolutely will be. And from what I was seeing when I was watching the highlights from Awood40 on YouTube, shout out you. I love watching your Red Wings content because you make some killer highlights. So big shout out to you. So I got to watch some highlights this morning before I came here. When we sit back and take our foot off the gas, it's always in the third period. I don't know what it is. Like, we're playing tired, or we just build ourselves a lead that is so big that we take our foot off the gas. Complacency. Exactly. Guys, hold a lead! How hard is it?
Pretty hard.
For this Red Wings team, it seems pretty hard. Like, how I watched other Red Wings teams in the past. When somebody is going up the wing or they're going to the middle, find ways to force them outside. Mm-hmm. Keep the middle clear. But apparently we can't do that because you got somebody moving in and they backhand a bar down snipe to tie a game. Ken Daniels couldn't believe it. Ken Cal couldn't believe it. This can't keep happening. Patrick Kane had to save you guys 4 minutes in overtime with a breakaway backhander again.
7th of the year, by the way.
Yes, 7th of the year.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. The win was awesome. But guys, you got lucky. You should never have been in a position like that yesterday to where you need Patrick Kane to save you in overtime again. Todd McClellan, I watched your press conference this morning. Yes, you need to work on 6-on-5. Bottom line, you should put your team through the gauntlet in practice today. Their discipline and what they're showing in the third period, blowing back-to-back 2-goal leads, at most a 3-goal lead last night, is unacceptable. You guys want to take your foot off the gas and be like John L. Smith, MSU Notre Dame in 06? That's your business. But to us, that can't happen. That's not acceptable to our standards. And we touched on it before. The casuals on social media.
Oh, those are a treat.
Those are such a treat. When I was scrolling through the comments on Instagram yesterday, it blew my mind to see how many people were scoreboard watching, box score watching, and or just trying to take the positive direction. Yes, you can take a positive direction. Your team won a game. It's good vibes when you win a game, especially coming back and nearly blowing it. But guys, you should never have been in a position to need Patrick Kane's overtime winner. It's the Anaheim Ducks. They were 2 games above 500 yesterday. Or 1 game above 500. I don't even know what it was. They're not a good team. You could beat them. It was the easiest team, quote-unquote, the easiest team that you have all weekend. But let's remember, the NHL has a lot of parity. So anything could have happened. And it's just so frustrating to me. Because, yes, you want to prove yourself out of the break. Minnesota's overtime winner was heartbreaking. You blew a 2-goal lead. Anaheim tying it was infuriating. You had at most a 3-goal lead, and you blew it. You go to Minnesota tomorrow night at 8, at their place. Minnesota's a good team. You got to prove yourself on the road. And then you got 2 games against Columbus. Must-win games. Must-win games. This stretch is not going to be easy. And if we continue to play like we do in the third period, we are not going to go far. At all. Todd McClellan, put your team through the freaking gauntlet in practice this week. I don't care what it's like. I don't care if the players, are a little tired after practice. You need to instill the discipline in them by giving up these leads. Can't happen. I was disgusted last night when Anaheim tied it. Play better hockey going forward. Play bleeping hockey. It's what Todd McClellan has preached all along, ever since he's coached. Now you need to play bleeping hockey, clean up the little things that need to be cleaned up, and hold the frickin' lead. Please. Go ahead, guys.
Moving on. Tigers.
I have nothing to follow that up. I second everything he
gosh.
said. Same frustrations. I'll admit, I did not I watched overtime and a little bit of the second period because of the Pistons yesterday. But I was watching the score, and I was keeping up on Twitter with what was going on, and Twitter was just as upset. And then they were just as happy. So they were more happy. They were abundantly happy. And there's reasons to be happy. You could be happy. You won the game. You got the points. There's things to take away. However, you have to be critical. Especially of a team that's trying to make the playoffs. You have to be critical, and you have to take things for what they are, and simply put, it was not a good win yesterday. Ryan, anything else before we move on to stick and ball?
I said this all year. This team is very streaky under Todd McClellan. Thankfully, we didn't lose 2 straight, and then if we lost 2 straight, we just collapse. And then we have teams like Boston and New York and Columbus just come back and take our spot. I'm glad we got the win yesterday, but the way that we executed it was very poor. You got to win both games against Columbus, like Michael said. Then you got the Canes. Again, that's pretty difficult too. They're one of the best teams in hockey right now.
The return of Shane
and
Gostisbehere
the return of Shane Gostisbehere
to LCR. To LCA. I can't even talk right now. I'm so frustrated.
You also can't count out the Utah Hockey Club. They have one of the best defensemen in Dylan Gunther. So,
Gunther, that ain't getting it, Gunther.
Did we just turn this into a WWE kind of thing?
He said Gunther.
Yes,
he
I
did.
did. The ring general.
Who will be losing to main event Jey Uso.
And that's all the energy I have for the week, folks. And one yeet. But you can't count out most of these teams. They got really good players. Utah, they got Dylan Gunther. Capitals, they got Ovechkin. Senators, they got Sanderson. Sabres, so on and so on and so on. I'll be at that Sabres game and that Knights game, by the way.
There you go.
Knights game. But anyways, you cannot count out these teams. Play guard or defend the middle. Work on the 6-on-5. I know it's not. They don't really work on the 6-on-5 because it's mostly like a 3 2-minute drill. But you got to work on that. You got to work on the little things, like Michael said. Michael said it all perfectly. Kind of took the words out of me and Anthony's mouth. But
hey.
He watches more hockey than I have ever watched in my life. So Yeah, you can't count it out. Especially, you can't lose now, especially when you have 4 other teams on your butt. So, just keep winning. Just don't. It's not play bleeping hockey anymore. It's play better hockey at this point.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. So Red Wings, important game tomorrow against Minnesota at 8. Same time the Hardy Boys will be on NXT.
I'll be at the basketball game.
I will too, watching it on Twitter. Yes. Anyways, the Detroit Tigers hit the diamond this weekend. It's back.
They did.
Baseball's back. Sucks we didn't have Benetti on the call yesterday. We had the stupid Yankees broadcast.
And it's not even the main broadcasters, too. It was the B team.
Right.
It wasn't even Michael Kay and...
No.
Yeah. It was some rando. So
by the way, he was terrible.
I didn't like him personally.
It was a simulcast, too.
It was. I was expecting Benetti, but instead I was met with disappointment when the Yankees logo came rolling across the screen.
When I first saw that first graphic, I was like, "Oh, we got new graphics."
I was like,
and then I heard the old Yankees PA announcement. I'm like, "Oh, it's the Yes Network."
New Tigers opener graphic. Instead, it's just the Yankees.
When the Yes Network comes up, us Detroiters say no.
Yeah. So. So the Tigers played a couple games. Walk off
yes.
on Saturday against the Philadelphia Phillies, 7-6 winners. And
after being down, 5-0?
Yeah, and Justice Bigbie with a big hit walk off.
Yes,
I saw the video on Twitter because it wasn't on TV.
Call him Big B Coffee because he energized the 3 of us after that walk-off win.
Badum-tsh.
Badum-tsh.
That's an East.
I'm on fire this morning.
You are.
Y'all.
So.
Sorry, I shouldn't have touched you. You're sizzling.
Yes.
Yes. That was
Hey, what
funny.
I tell you earlier? Don't touch me. I'm
sizzling.
Oh yeah, he's sizzling.
He's sizzling. That was so funny.
I watched that video probably 30 times last night. That's great. That's pure comedy. I love that team. Anyways, baseball, Tigers. Yesterday, Yankees win, shutout, 4-0.
Yes. 4-0 last night.
You touched on Dingler earlier.
I did touch on Dingler. Yeah. Guys, I'm so tired, and I'm out of it. I apologize.
That took me a second, but yeah, I got it.
Yeah, Tigers played really well. Casey Mize was the starter yesterday. 2 hits, but 3 strikeouts. He looked way better.
Mize and Maeda. We will survive without Cobb until Cobb is back. Mize and Maeda are going to be at the end of the rotation.
Well, this is spring training. Anything could happen.
Mize looks sharp. Mm-hmm. He looks sharp. And when you're a pitcher, you can look, whether it's in spring training or the real deal, if you look sharp, you look sharp. Maeda, this is what I see Maeda's role. Because Maeda pitches best when he's not worried about conserving energy for 6 or 7 innings of ball. He is best when he's just throwing all of his energy out there, and when he's done, he's done. I feel like Maeda's start, is going to be a glorified bullpen day. You're going to have Maeda go 3 or 4 innings until he can't anymore, and then you're going to bring in a long reliever for a couple innings. And then you go to your end of bullpen arsenal. Maeda looks good. I can't believe those words came out of my mouth in Big 2025.
He's topping out at 93.
He's looking much better than he was last year, and Casey Mize looks like the perfect number 4 behind Skubal, Flaherty, and Olsen.
I mean, let's hope he figures
I'm very optimistic about them. And now watch that bite me in the rear.
Now, listen, you could be right for now. I mean, Mize looked very sharp yesterday. He had a couple pitches where it made me slap my hand on my forehead, but nonetheless, he looked very poised on the bump yesterday. Now the real question is, can that translate until when it matters in the regular season? I personally don't think so, because this is the same song and dance every year with Casey Mize, where he'll have a good spring training and then he'll blow up.
I think out of all the preseasons, I think spring training translate the best, because it's the same pace, it's the same game, it's just different players.
You're right, it's different players. I mean, Mize went against borderline AAA A-plus guys. He did face like
6 or 7 of those guys are Yankees rotation guys.
Hassan Dominguez or whatever his name is. He did face some starters like Chisholm and Goldschmidt and Bellinger and
I think
Dominguez and Volpe.
Half their lineup was starters.
I mean, sure, but couldn't really. But most of the guys that he struck out were A+ AAA guys.
You look sharp. He looked sharp. I think it might translate. I'm still holding out hope. Last chance for Casey Mize.
I can't hold on hope for Casey
Last
Mize.
chance. This is his last chance.
He looked really good yesterday. I'll give him that. However, DIY is today marks their 80th day as WWE Tag Team Champions.
You just saw that notification.
I did see that notification. Anyways,
look. He said that. I look at my watch and I see Tommaso Ciampa on my watch holding up the title. I thought he accidentally said DIY. I'm like, oh, what a coincidence.
Another big thing to note about Casey Mize, he has a 4-mile-an-hour increase with his splitter.
yes.
He averaged 86 on his splitter last year. Now, what we saw yesterday, he's averaging 90 on that splitter.
He looks sharp. He looks improved. This is the last chance Casey Mize has on this roster.
Yes.
This
agreed.
is his last season. Can he put it together and become the number 4 that we need, or is he going to fizzle out? I'm holding out hope because I want him to do good. I don't want this to be another wasted number 1 pick. But
I want that to happen. Bless you. I wanted that. I want this to happen. I want to see this Casey Mize in the regular season. However, he's got to face starters in about a month from now. So
he faced starters yesterday.
He faced some starters and he looked fine. But now when it comes to like the Dodgers and yes, the Yankees and all these other big league teams, will he struggle or will he thrive? I hope he thrives. I don't think he's going to thrive because it's happened every spring training since he got his second injury where he looks really sharp and then just fizzles out. I could be wrong. I just could be, call me Derek Steele because I could be very negative about my baseball team. Sorry, it's a little jab at you, Derek.
I think spring training is the best preseason that mocks the speed of the game. Because baseball, there's one speed. It's not like NBA preseason where it's just very slow and not very, because you're trying not to injure your stars and you're trying not, like, hockey. I guess hockey translates very well too.
Yeah.
But it's still a slower pace. Football, I don't even know what football preseason is after
football
the first day
is just
of euphoria.
Football preseason is just a way for fans that can't afford tickets to just see a Lions game.
And I feel like spring training, it mocks what the game should be the best. Maybe not very accurately, but the best out of the 4 main sports. And if a pitcher is showing improvement in his velocity, and improvement in his pitches, and he looks sharp, that can very easily translate, if done correctly, to the majors.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. But, I mean, another guy we have to talk about is Jace Young. Apologies. But he went 2 for 2 yesterday. And he also went yard on one of them. I think.
Young didn't
have
Young had 2 doubles.
Sorry. That was Cole Keith that had the one almost off the wall in right field.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was Cole Keith. I got my guys. I'm so tired.
Young had a couple really good swings though.
Yeah, Young. I mean, and also we also have to point this out. Vierling did play center field. He started out in center field, so Young could get reps at third base, and I think he looks very good at third base. Vierling obviously won't be the center field starter all year. That's going to be Parker Meadows, but Young looked very, very good at third base. Also, Cole Keith at first, I'm all for it. I hope it translates in the regular season, but some balls that were thrown to him were very questionable, and he got all of them. He did not drop a single ball. He did not have to jump and reach for a ball. His foot was on the bag at all times. I think Cole Keith is going to be fine at first base. I mean, that's all I really have to say. I think Mize, hopefully he could translate what he's doing now in the regular season. Young looks really good at third base, and he looks very patient at the plate. Vierling also played pretty good too. He had a couple snags in center field, and he had a hit last night as well.
I think it's good the amount of takeaways we have that are positive from these 2 games is encouraging. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just spring training. We get it 2-0. You're 2-0. Mm-hmm. You've won 2 straight games on a walk-off and on a shutout. No matter how you slice it, the team's winning games, and the product from the guys we care about is looking good. Mm-hmm. It's not like, oh, this is questionable. Oh, Colt Keith might not work here. Oh, Young might not work here. No, it looks like there's positivity being built throughout the entire clubhouse. And we've only got positives to take away from these games.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing in spring training.
Jace Young is really impressing me because Jace Young is, well, very young, but...
You are just blazing today.
I'm just blazing today with the dad jokes, and I'm saying that as a 22-year-old college student. Anywho...
All right, Unk.
Yes, I have reached Unk status.
The card guy's Unk.
I am the card guy's Unk of the group. Anyways, Jace Young is really showing a lot of discipline at the plate. He's patient, and he looks for a lot of power, and he got a lot of power. He had 2 doubles yesterday, which is really, really good to see. Now, he just needs to continue to hone in on that through spring training. It's a long way to go. Tig's got another one this afternoon against the Blue Jays, so they're going right back to work, and it's good to see because you're going to get these games in succession, so some of these guys might play a little tired, but I mean, this is the schedule that you're going to have to get. This is the schedule that you're going to get in the MLB, so, be ready to play back-to-back games multiple times throughout the day. So you're going to be tested, but as long as this team can continue to show patience and just have some of their guys continue to develop, Mize is showing really good signs right now. Maeda has been really, really good to start out. So everything is pointing up for this Tigers team right now.
It is. So Blue Jays, Tigers, that's today at 1, correct? Not on television, of course, but the next televised Tigers will be Wednesday after our program, after you're done with our program on Wednesday. Well, that's all we have for today's show. Thank you for tuning in to Card Guys, Season 4, Episode 12 on 101.1 The Beat and YouTube. Tune in Wednesday. We're right back. Busy time for Detroit sports. We're going to have coverage of all the teams. Of course, the Tigers play directly after you see us on Wednesday. For my good buddies, Ryan Donnelly and Michael Rosenkranz, I'm Anthony Schulte saying so long, everybody.
Love you, Mom and Dad. I'll see you soon this weekend.
If you smell